Okay, hear me, right? Hello, sound check, sound check. Okay, so today's live stream, I actually have some of my proposals share with you, with you guys. Um, yeah, so there's not that much people coming in, but I'm gonna get started and people will just come in like maybe later, but we'll get started with the presentation and I will kind of show you my proposal of some of my proposed lines for New York. Okay, so let's get started. Today I want to propose a express metro system for New York. And so first I want to like define what I mean by express metro. So first of all, it will be a heavy rail. It will be fully grid separated, and operation speed for the trains will be around 120 to 160 kilometers per hour, and it will have a mix of horizontal and vertical seating layout. And the last one, which I think is the most important part, is that it is integrated with the current system of New York City subway. So it will be in the same system, and transfer will be within the system instead of outside of the system. And or like if we decide to have a different fare, it will still be like you just you swipe your Metro card or Omni card for like a transfer. Like that. Yeah, and so why did I want to propose Express Metro? So first, it will serve areas in New York City that is not served by the New York City subway. Secondly, it will release congestion of subway lines that is heavily used and relieve congestion of all of these lines. Thirdly, it will speed up the commute for certain areas of the city. So commute into the city will be much faster for the areas I propose to serve. Okay, so now I can kind of show you my map. Okay, so I propose like three lines for the initial phase, and it's the main line. The I can just show you here. Like I already have it here, so you so this part will be the main line where where like diverges into two lines, and so this part is the main line, and I can just show you here. So the main line I will propose with 4 tracks, around 3.45 miles long, and the proposed stations at so I propose for it to start at like Fulton Street, like the whole complex here, right? You like there's like the Fulton Street complex. The I will just so it's gonna be around here. So here you can like change to all these lines, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, C, J, D. So all these lines in downtown area, it will be a huge complex, and it also connects to Cortlandt Street and the World Trade Center, right? So this is where I want to like start the line in Lower Manhattan. It will run along John Street with a new tunnel into Brooklyn. And so here, I do propose a station around here, like in Seaport. Um, yeah, but I want to make the stations a little bit further apart than what we see on the subway, and that's the reason I propose this. So after it comes into Brooklyn, it will curve onto the Brooklyn Queens Expressway, and wait, wait. I propose a station at Brooklyn Heights. Let me see. I think I can. Oh, so um, Brooklyn Heights, and okay, I'll talk about that later. But so it will run along the expressway here, and we have a station at Cobo Hill, which is like this area, so it can kind of serve this area, and then it just runs along the expressway with a station at Red Hook, and after Red Hook station, it will go it will go into two branches. It will split into two branches, and I will talk about that later. But so this section I want it to be 4 tracks. Like the tunnel can be also be tunnel the whole segment from Fulton Street to um, Red Hook, and like south of Red Hook, like here, it will be 4 tracks. And after Red Hook, it will split into two lines. And so I will talk about that now. So here are the proposed stations, and um, in Manhattan, it will run along John Street with a tunnel into Brooklyn, and so for a tunnel across the river, it can either be just one tunnel with 4 tracks or 2 levels with two in each. It's all possible. We have to do more studies about that, but the idea is to have 4 tracks and crossing the river into Brooklyn. And so that's the main line. So you can see here. I will talk about that later. So that is just a little spoiler. I want to connect the Atlantic branch of the LIRR into here. So you can also use a tunnel, but I'll talk about that later. So here is split into two lines, and so I'll talk about that. So the first one is the Sunset Park Bay Ridge and Staten Island line, and I do think the name is too long. It can be changed, but it's just kind of the name can be changed, and I think that is too long for name of the line, and we can change that later. But the point is, so it splits here, then it runs along. What's it called? It's called Governor's Parkway, Governor's Expressway, and Belt Parkway will run along here. So we have a station here at Sunset Park, which is really close to 36th Street on the 4th Avenue line. So we can transfer to DNR trains here. So it'd be Sunset Park, and then kind of run along here and have a station here at 4th Avenue. So the reason I put a station, okay, so wait, I kind of moved the station. So I want it's gonna be around here, either 4th Avenue or 5th Avenue around here. But yeah, I have to change that. I put it at the wrong low. I should make it here. I have to kind of move that later. So because the reason I put it here is because we have the future Interborough Express here. So I want to make a station so they can transfer, right? That's the idea. It could be here or here. It depends on where you put the station for the Interborough Express. I want to make it like be like a easy transfer. Yeah. And after here, it runs along here. And we have a station at Bay Ridge, which we can change to the, we can kind of change to the R. It depends on how we connect it. Either a out of station transfer or we build a passageway to connect it. By the way, I kind of draw the line a little bit to this side, but ideally it will kind of run. We can make it like, you can arrange it a little bit to this side so it's closer to the 95th Street station. So now, so it will just, it will go across the like the harbor into Staten Island. And how we will build this is still, I'm still thinking about it. So it can, my idea would be like, we build a new, it could be a new tunnel, or we can use the existing tunnel, like the rim, because we have like a tunnel we built back in the days and we just didn't finish it, and we can use part of that to cross the harbor. And after we cross it, we have a station at Fort, how do we, Fort West, yeah. And then it will just run along here before we terminate at Grasmere with the Staten Island Railway. So here's like the Staten Island Railway, and here's, so I didn't like specify how it will be arranged, but like the SIR station is here, so the line will probably will like run right next to it or something like that. We have to like do something here so we can, yeah. And yeah, so that's the Staten Island, so it will just end here. And yeah, that's the first branch we are talking about. Like we call it the Sunset Park Bay Ridge Staten Island, but we can change the title here so it can be like a little bit simplified than this. And so this segment from Grasmere to the to here is around 7.75 miles or 12.4 kilometers. So this section is that long. And Yeah, this section is like 7.75 miles. Yeah, and so from Staten Island to here, it will be around, yeah, it will be around 10 miles. 10 miles. Um, okay, so that's the so how did I know the distance? It was I kind of measured it with Google Map and I got it. It's just a kind of approximate, so it's not 100% accurate, but like that's kind of how long the distance is, and yeah. So on to our next branch here. Um, here's the Coney Island and Seagate line. So this will also be two tracks, and it splits from the main line also here. Like here's where it splits into two branches. It will run along Prospect Expressway. I do propose a station here at South Slope, right? Here, and then a station at Fort Hamilton Parkway. Originally I didn't have this station, but I added it because I wanted to like have a transfer with the F and the G, right, with the cover line. So the reason I want to transfer is because I have a long station spacing around here, and like passengers along the cover line can kind of change to this to if they don't live near a station I propose, they can use their local station and get to here where they can transfer to this and get them into the city faster like that. That's kind of what I'm thinking about here. So we have station at Fort Hamilton Parkway, and then we have station at Kingston. Yeah, Kingston. Um, so it will be here, and then we have station at West Midwood. The reason I put a station here is because the IBX. We cross over the IBX. We want to have a transfer station here. And if the IBX is they have a station here, so they can change to the F. They can then build something to make it here. So I probably will move it a little bit to this side because we can like make a transfer here. So yeah. So next stop I propose is here. So it will be Avenue P, and then to Gravesend. So this is kind of has a much larger space than the subway. And after Gravesend, we have a station at Shore Parkway and Coney Island. So I didn't make a transfer here because these lines will we can just transfer here. I want to make the station spacing larger, so it could be a difference from the subway. And then we just have one more stop at Seagate. And that's the Coney Island Seagate line I proposed. And it's around 8.69 miles or 13.9 kilometers. And these are the proposed stations I just mentioned. So you will just start here, run along the Ocean Parkway, and merge into the main line before crossing over into Manhattan. Like, okay, so that's the two the main line and the hi BMT Enjoyer, formerly R160 W Hunter. Okay, we're free to JFK Airport. So after I finish my proposal, I will probably do a brand new subway like the game, and we can just kind of think about where we can extend some of the lines. Okay, but that will be after my proposal. I can kind of do that. Mm. So you may notice these two lines, but this two does not is not included in my initial phase because um you see these two lines I just draw it here, but I did not like put it in my initial phase, and I even did not like put out where I want to put the stations, but um it will be in the future phase like I put it here. But what I will propose will be like in the jump in here and here it will be like there will be like we can like have the junction built so we can like in the future we merge the lines into here. And the problem with these two lines is it's gonna be too many branches because we came into here and we have to merge back into here, right? So it's too many branches and I don't want that. It has to merge with this merge into the main line. So so next will be okay, let me see what. So how will the line be like? It will be fully graded separated, so there's not going to be any like road crossings, right? On Ocean Parkway, it will probably be like elevated, and then it runs along the expressways or parkways here. Here is runs along Prospect Expressway, so it will be either above or like right next to it, so it won't be like there will be no traffic, no like it won't be like crossing a road or something like that, so we can like make it go a little bit faster. So yeah, it will not affect the road traffic. I propose it be like 140 kilometers per hour, the operation speed. um so obviously it has a much larger station spacing than the subway, right? um Along the same corridor we can see like there are stations here, but um we don't have that many stations on my express metro proposal. But so here is kind of a little bit more stations because the demand here is downtown Brooklyn, so I put a little bit more stations, but I still kind of don't want to be too close together, and then it just it will go into a tunnel and then just cross the bridge into Manhattan, and it will run along John Street in Manhattan. Yeah, that's kind of my idea here. And okay, um, so it will kind of relieve the congestion off of the Fourth Avenue line because like the Fourth Avenue line it will be like right adjacent to it, but it has a further station spacing, and yeah, so it will relieve congestion for Fourth Avenue and Culver line. Um, and I think the most important part is that it goes to Staten Island, which has no subway or transit connection to out of the island. So this is also my solution for Staten Island, and um, also like Seagate. There's no subway here, so we can get a little bit we can get a transit here. And also for Coney Island, it will just be much faster than the subway. So the subway can still serve the local demands, but this will provide a much faster commute than the subway into the city. Um, so we can make it 10 to 12 car EMU trains. The seating layout will be like so. The seating layout will be horizontal and vertical, a mix of that. So how would that? So it's not gonna be like the subway, but it's not gonna be like the LIRR completely. But it will be like it will have vertical seating like the subway, and then horizontal seating like the trains or like the LIRR. Yeah. So the route and the stations are just initial, and we can just arrange it as we get more study about it. But this is kind of my initial. So what's next? So I want to mention this. I talked about that earlier, but the additional proposal for the LIRR Atlantic branch. So um, like years ago, there were proposals for the Atlantic branch to go into Manhattan, right? And so now what we can do is have them share this tunnel, so we don't have to build another tunnel for the Atlantic branch to go into Manhattan. And so it will just extend here. It will merge into the because we have four tracks here, right? We can just merge into here, and then we can just use this tunnel to go into Manhattan and end here, right? We can even like share the tracks here, right? Because there's four tracks, so it's gonna be a huge capacity. So we can just share tracks here, and then it just comes into Brooklyn, just like that. So we can have trains from Lower Manhattan into to JFK or points east, like that. Okay, so this is kind of a proposed service pattern, and it's not that complicated. So during the whole day, it will be from Fulton Street to Grassmere or Seagate, right? Just pretty simple. Um, and then we have so it be just be the whole line, all stops, right? And then we have the rush hour only. So what we can do is have the train start at Fulton Street. It will run to Grassmere, and then we have it um through run onto the Staten Island Railway. So where it will terminate, I'm still figuring it out. It can go pretty far. It can go just as south on the SIR, right? And then we have um the Fulton Street to Seagate and Fulton Street to West Midwood. So it will be a short turn. So it will turn in. Oh, wait, let me see. West Midwood is here, right? Short turn here, but it will make limited stops, so it will kind of skip some of the stops here. So it can be even faster, and we can because we are building like 140 kilometers per hour. So kind of if it skips some stops, it will be like it can reach the top speed fast for a longer duration. Um, yeah, and that's it. Like that's my proposal for the express metro. So if you any of you have any questions, you can type it in the chat. So we have four people now, right? Four viewers. You any of you have any questions, you can Any of you, if you have any questions, you can ask me now, so I can kind of. Okay, so I think people are leaving. That's okay. Yeah, that's pretty much what I want to do today. Like that's all I have because it just I just want to present my proposal for South Brooklyn. I'm not done with the whole. I still have many things to do. Like will it just end here, or can we just bring it up to somewhere in Midtown and something we can do in Queens, and like there's still a lot of places we can like kind of imagine it to go, but I'm still thinking about it. So this is just my initial plan. Um, yeah. Okay, so I'm kind of going to end the stream because I think I don't have anything else I want to talk about. That's all I wanted to talk about. So if you didn't join now, you can kind of, if you join later than I started, you can go back and see the whole thing. Um, yeah. So thank you for joining if you came. I really appreciate your time, and yeah, I'm going to end the stream now. Thanks for watching.